Hello, and welcome back to Space Engineers. I'm Duke Skyloafer, and we are back in the Stellar Garage, which is stars. Still connected to the back of the Eagle 5 here, and we are working on a shuttle that is ideally going to take us from the surface to space and vice versa. So we have to make sure that there's plenty of hydrogen and plenty of thrusters and as little weight as possible. So we're going to keep on working on this today. Alright. I have no idea where we left off or why this is blue. I think it was this color, wasn't it? Let's see. So I kind of want to continue going around the outside here. And looking for... maybe we mimic that thing to begin with. And then start to build up from there. There we go. Alright, so I'm thinking we'll start to build out. Get some armor going around here. I don't want to go out too far from there, but we will go out a little bit. Right, maybe just like to there. You know, we'll do out to there basically. Something like that, I don't know. Let me continue with the hydrogen tanks. Because we're going to need... I'm thinking about like how many hydrogen tanks I put on that little automated ship that I was trying to take to and from the planet in Outpost 52. And how that was barely enough... Where's the bit? There it is. How that was barely enough... hydrogen. So wait, does that group have the whole... Oh, it does. It has both. Okay. Yeah, how it was barely enough hydrogen. That tank doesn't have anything. For an automated... And I think that thing had like 4 tanks. 4 of the large tanks. What the heck group are these things in? Are they not in a group? Lab tank? Huh. Let's see about both of these. It was barely enough to go from Earth to space automated. It was plenty to go manual control. So do we want to do... I was originally thinking we would put some on the side like this, so that we could put big thrusters on the back of it. Then we'd have to figure out how to make that look good there, but we have these really nice... This lines up really well right there. So I'm thinking we could do that, or the other one, which looks like this, which I don't know, kind of does work better, I guess. I don't know. I kind of like the new ones. Now, does that look better, or does that look better? I think that looks better. So I'm going to do 2 of those like that. Then we'll... So that's a lot of hydrogen. And then... Let's see, this is one bigger than that. We could put one more, like, right in the back there if I change the... If I get rid of some of these blocks. Which, these were supposed to be an example and not real anyway. So... Yeah, I think we are going to basically end the... We're going to end the back of the ship right around where this is. And then the rest of these will just kind of stick out on them. We won't need a whole lot of side-to-side thrust. We will need a lot of downward thrust, which we should have plenty of room for. Putting a whole bunch of them underneath. And then we're going to put 2 big ones on the back for effect, but we don't really need that much thrust on the back. And then for braking thrust, that's a really good question. How can we do braking thrust? Yeah, we could have embedded thrusters underneath here that are facing any directions we want. And then we wouldn't have to have a bunch of thrusters. Yeah, it's actually not a bad idea. We could cover them with plates or a half armor. That would change... Let's see, if I did a half armor, that would kind of change my connection strategy, wouldn't it? Because then we'd be a half armor block out. you know, we'd be like there. That might still work, but that would put us at like the, you know, kind of the max connection distance if I were to land on a connector. And so since we can't push this out a half block, I might end up replacing this with a, yeah. Well, let's see. Now then these things would have to go down a whole full block. These little wingtip things would have to go down like a full block. They can't, let's see, this thing isn't going to, well, unless we did that. Nope. Come on. There we go. We had something like that for landing. I don't know. Is this a bad idea? Trying to embed that many thrusters? Well, actually, let me think about something else here. If this is only one... Oh, you know what? I think this needs to be thicker, actually, because... let's see, that's only one row there. Yeah, so if I have conveyors inside of here and then I have downward thrusters, they're going to be one block out. So I think I actually need to make this... There needs to be a row here, a layer here, not a row, but like a hollow layer here where I can run conveyors, and then have thrusters that are facing sideways, forwards, etc. I don't know how I'm going to do the upwards thrust, but I'll figure it out. Maybe we could embed it in... Yeah, I'll think of something. But then I need... so let me give an example here. Like, if I have this, right, in that layer, and then I was to do facing down, like something like that, then we could do... Let's see how much... You know, like that, and then we would have like a layer there, and we would have some hidden ones underneath, and then we would have the ones that are actually being used, like sticking down. So I think that's what we're going to have to do, is we're going to just have to make this thing a little bit thicker on the bottom, which is not the worst thing. So that gives me a lot of... what do I do here? Gives me a lot of options. It's going to make the thruster design underneath here a lot easier, but it does mean that this thing needs to come down one. Does that mean we could embed... I kind of like how high up these are. I was going to say we could embed this down into the body a little bit more then, if we really wanted to. It could go down 2 spaces. Alright, because the bottom of the ship would be there. Does that get us anything or no? Or does that just... Well, it might. It might, because... Let's get rid of these for a second. Get rid of these. Okay, I think that's where I had them roughly. So there's our modular, what you call it. Let's see, is that where I want it? I think that is where I want it. Right there, basically. Yeah. So if we did it like that, I mean, then we could actually take our... Oh, no, we can't. I was going to say we could put this up on top, but actually we can't. We would have to do it like this. But if we still went on the side, how bad are we looking with these being lower? I think it still looks good. We would just have to get rid of that. Yeah, if we did that. Or alternatively, although those are now pretty close to the bottom, so they're kind of well embedded in the ship, which isn't bad. But it occurs to me that instead of this, we could... Let's see, how big is this? 1, 2, 3, it's 5? 1, 2, 3, 4. Ah, darn. Well, if we push this back by 1, we could fit one more of these in the front here. Would give us a little bit more room on the inside. That's not a bad idea. This also, let me make sure that I did that right. Yeah. Actually, no, I did not want to do this, because that's where am I going to put my connector at then? Unless I put the connector like here. You know, put a... Let's see, what would that do on the front? Then that would kind of just put a big weird block right there. Yeah. Yeah, okay. We're gonna switch this up. Put it back. Get out of here. But we're gonna move it back by, I think, 2. So I'm gonna put it there. Okay. So it will sit... I don't think I can actually put it where I wanted it to be. Is that actually? Where did I have it before? It didn't sit that far in, right? It was back. Yeah, it was definitely back. So I need to just kind of make myself a thing here. Yeah, it was like there. And then we had the connector there. Oh, we had it over there, but now it's over here. So we will do that. I'm trying to decide if maybe lowering it might be good, and then we do just figure out another connector solution. Because we could... You know, like this... That connector's got that. We do want to be able to load full-sized stuff on it. What's up, Dragon Forge? How you doing? So if we were to lower this, we could put either one of these things on there, which I think would be silly, or just a curved thing sliced out of the bottom. Or it could go out the back too. We really wanted to be weird about it. What happened? Yeah. Then it's like, nah, I think that would be too weird, I think. At that point, we might as well just put it... Oh. Now I'm wondering if it wouldn't be worthwhile to take these and move them, instead of moving them back, move them in, because we don't need a whole lot of interior space. This is a lot of interior space for no good reason. So what if we were to actually put them, like, here? Yeah, I kind of like that. Then I can have, like, the best of both worlds here. Maybe 2 right there. Put that there. That there. Then out the back, we could just do that. And then... Is that the level I would want it at? I think it might be. Because we would be here. This would be the bottom. That would be the bottom. Maybe we need to just move this up one so that if we put this here, it's flush with the bottom. Yeah, okay. Let's do that. We're going to try so many different cargo configurations here. We'll get there eventually. Yeah. Maybe. Maybe. So we could do that. We could put... We'll stick with that one. And we'll make it flush with the... Oh, well, you know, now that we moved it up, we could just put it right there. Yes, get rid of that, get rid of that. We can go back to having this being... there. Okay. So that's that. Let's get rid of these things, which I just... Oh, yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, back to the hydrogen tanks. If we put them right off of this, that's not bad. That's not bad. But I was thinking it would be nice to have them... Well, they are kind of right up against the door. They're only one off. That gives me some room to work. And then we could put 2 more in the back again. Like that. And then we've got our kind of engine-looking things there. Hopefully that's enough hydrogen for 1 trip. Yeah, that's kind of the plan. It's like 1 trip to or from a surface of a planet. You know, when you get down to the planet, you're going to have to refuel. That's kind of the idea. We could probably sneak in a 5th one if we really needed to, because there is space in between. Maybe we could do a normal looking one in between or something like that. I don't want to put it down. Actually, maybe putting it down there would look okay. Because we could cover the... We could use the middle space there for batteries and such. I don't think we're going to need oxygen at all, because this thing won't be intended to be airtight. Although, could it be airtight? I don't think it's actually possible to be airtight. Maybe we will do an airtightness test. Actually, let's do that. If we were to just grab a vent, put it, stick it here, it's got the little lights on it, we'll be able to tell if it's airtight or not. If we were to seal off, like... Let's do this. If we were to just do that, and then, let's just do this. Right, if we were to just do that, does that properly seal off the cabin? Because if it does, we could think about doing a airtight interior. It does. Okay, so we could think about an airtight interior here, if we wanted to. you know, just enough air to get us down to the planet. Although there wouldn't be any airlock in here, so it would be, unless this would be getting very cramped, unless we made an airlock like right here. You know, kind of connecting the two, and then had a door right here. Then we would just basically have like 2 chairs, or a couple of, you know, passenger seats back here. What's behind this? Does this have a reason to be like it is? Could I just put the... Oh, there's a hole right there. That would be why that's there. But what do my seats look like? We have offset seats, right? Could I get an offset seat in the... we can get a bench in there without taking up that space. We can get an offset seat in there. Yeah, that's the normal seat. Offset seat. Isn't the offset seat just a... It's just a 2-block seat. Now what looks better, a bench for one person or a seat? The seat looks more comfortable. Yeah, let's do an offset seat. So we'll do that. That's our, basically our interior there. Do we still have air tightness if we... If we were to do that, something like that. Maybe we'll just carry it down like that. Does that still make us airtight? No. Yes. Yes. Alright. Should we attempt to make an airlock, or is it not worth it given how small the space actually is? Now that I think about it, the airlock would be half the entire interior. Hey James, welcome. Thank you for subscribing, appreciate it. The game is, well, the game is of course Space Engineers. We are constructing this shuttle, which is reminiscent of a Battlestar Galactica Raptor, and we're trying to make something that I could take to and from a planet. And at the moment, I am stressing about what does the interior look like. I need to carry... Oh, that didn't mirror correctly. I need to carry at least 3 people. Yoink. And we're trying to decide if it's worth making it this... Well, I should put a light in here. Worth making this area airtight. No, sorry. Really, worth making the area... like giving it like a type of airlock or something, basically. Because we could... Well, actually, you know, an airlock would be really tough now that I think about it. You would need enough space to walk in between some doors. We would have to jam a door like right here. There would be no way with the seat like that. There would be no way. Yeah, this would all be easier if I just made this thing one singular block longer. Because then you could have an airlock. We could have an airlock on each side that goes to here, but it would only be a single. Yeah, I think we're gonna do no airlock is what I'm thinking. No air. I mean, it'll be airtight just because it is, but yeah, if you go to a planet and open the doors, you'll get a bunch of air in here. And then after that, when you get back up to space and open the doors, the air will whoosh out. That's what's going to happen. So we can make this a little bit nicer in here, though. Maybe do like a... Oh, what happened? There we go. Maybe like... Well, that is a bright green, huh? Something like that. We could put maybe some LCDs on there or whatever. I'll figure that part out later. I'm more concerned with the rest of it at the moment. So what are we gonna do back here? And where am I gonna put the upwards thrusters? We could put them... We don't really need a lot of up. As in pointing up, meaning pushing down. We don't really need a lot of that. We could put them off of this and just have like 3 and 3. How would that even work though? Hold on. If we were to put a... Where's that really small adapter? Yeah, we got this thing. So we could put one on the top, one on each side of it pointing up. Then we'd probably have to like armor around them a little. I think we're going to have to armor up and over this thing already, which will probably lead to some armor. Maybe not. I was going to say some armor over these things, but I might just leave those exposed. We're not intending to... Oh, you know what? Actually, I was going to put some sort of a turret up there, wasn't I? Would we want to do that, or would we want to put the turrets on the wings? Because we could bring the wings out a little bit further. Put a turret on the wings. A little turret on each wing. We don't really have good... Let's see, what do we have for... What do we have for weapons these days? Where's the block with the turret guns? Here we go. Alright, so we could embed one of these in the wing. We've got the autocannon. This is mostly going to be for going to planets that have sabroids. So I feel like the Gatling turret is probably going to be better than the autocannon for that, even though the autocannon would look cooler. Where's the other... Let's see, this one would probably embed in the wing better. The newer one. It does look more... I don't know, this one actually looks... This one looks like it might actually work better. Not work better, but... Like, this one takes... It's big and fat, you know? Like, it takes up a lot of space, like the gun itself does. Like, I know they both take up the same space, and I would have to push the wings out... this far to accommodate them, since they would have to sit underneath... hitbox-wise, they would have to sit underneath the... tanks there. But I feel like... James, there is definitely a learning curve, but it's not too bad. There's a creative mode to this game, and I definitely recommend playing with that before you get into survival. This is creative mode right now, where I'm just able to plop everything in. And that's definitely a better way to go, just to kind of learn the ropes. And there are plenty of cooperative servers out there that you can join. A lot of communities. Look up. Actually, I'm going to promote friends now. You can look up Aegir, Aegir, and Engineered Coffee. They have a Discord server, and they have a community server, like a community build server. And you can go hang out there, and sometimes I hang out there, but not too often. And they're good people. If you really want some people to learn from. Yeah, I might put this one on the top right there, because I feel like it fits better, snuggled right in the middle there. And then put the original one in the wings. So the DLC one on top, originals in the wings. Is that going to look weird with the little opening on the side? Because I can't armor around that. I can only armor, like, above that. See, this is kind of the learning curve, because it's all grid-based. So, like, I can't get down into that little spot there, because this tank is taking up that whole space. I could, though, raise this up one with a frame, which will just bump my turret up one. Does that thing have a... Yeah, it's got a little one on the bottom. And then... Aegir. Type exclamation mark Discord in this chat, and it'll give you the link to the Discord, to my Discord. And I could, after the stream, I could, after the link, I could post after the stream, I could post a link to their Discord. My Discord doesn't do much. I mostly just use it for, is that on the right spot? I mostly just use it for announcing when the streams get rescheduled, basically. And if, we gotta wait. Hopefully Nightbot comes and there it goes. Sometimes Nightbot's not paying attention. That's the problem. Alright, so if we take this out, where's the... So I think I need some space to be able to build around it. And then if we were to plop, that's the technical term. That's a rocket turret. There we go. So if we were to do that, oh, actually that looks not too bad, just given how that angle lines up. We might be able to work with that. Then I would go through this port that was on the side here. This port on the side right there. I would just go through that port. But I would rather run the conveyors in this middle row. Like I could run straight out of there through this middle row of the wing and into it. Actually, I don't think I'm going to keep the thickness of the wing that far. Yeah, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. Oh, you know what else, though? I do want, before I forget, I do want a... Is there a small grid? Oh, yeah, that's cool. Okay. I want an O2... I'm sorry, an H2. It's an O2 H2, but mostly I need the H2 part of it. Generator for when you're on a planet and you want to put ice in and get some hydrogen back out. On my Discord, if you want to post anything in the Space Engineers channel that's on there, get yourself access to it with the roles, however the thing is set up to do it, and then you could post in the Space Engineers room. People hang out in there. They just don't talk much. Ooh. Ooh, I like that. I like that. Should that be... Now I'm thinking maybe that should be somewhere else. Because it looks... Sorry, some of these blocks are new, so I'm geeking out over some of them. Should that be, like, on the inside here or something? Yeah, I really can't fit it in there, though, can I? I can't see what's going on. Because of the way it would have to be up into the ceiling. That would look weird. It does look like the kind of thing that should be on the inside, though. Yeah, I was looking for a way to cap off these tanks. I wonder if I should maybe push them back and put one of these on the front of each one. I'm hearing a lot of I should push the inside back by one. You know, like push all this stuff back by one. But maybe not. Maybe this is fine the way it is. It would be cool seeing, like, just that little oxygen, hydrogen thing or whatever going on right there. Actually, I'm thinking we're gonna put it on the top one. Keep it like that. I only want the one. It's gonna be for emergencies. Like I assume if we're gonna take it to a planet, there's gonna be infrastructure, and we'll be able to refuel it eventually. But this will be for emergencies. We could drop some ice in there and start to refill stuff. That's a cool idea. Actually, I feel like I have heard of that before, but there have definitely been plenty of servers where people build like, you know, colonies where everybody gets like a you know, their own little building, I guess. Yeah, that would be cool. The stream that I do on Sundays with my friends, yeah, it's a private server, but it's run on GTX Gaming, and it was super easy to set up, and it was only like $12 a month or whatever it is. It's not too bad. So if you want to quick and easy spin up a server just as like a test, if you've got some, you know, if you can collect enough people, up to 10 people, that's the cost for a 10-person server. If you can collect about 10 people to go and do it with you, then that's a very easy way to get up and running. So I'm wondering, let's see if I do like that. I don't think I want to do that. I think we're going to end up just going like out and around it entirely, and then kind of ending the wing roughly around there. Now, I know it's going to look weird because it's going to have like a bit of a cutout. I mean, unless we put it on top of the wing. I guess there's no reason it couldn't just be on top of the wing. Yeah, there's no reason it couldn't be on top of the wing. Let's try that. Let's fill this in. Stick it on top of the wing. Then it doesn't matter how thick the wing is underneath it. We will just... Oh, I can put it up to there, huh? But then I can't, like, cover up that... Yeah, we're going to go to there. It's going to be right there. Because then I can cover up these. I hate seeing those little blocks right there. What can we do to make this thing... I really hate the... Is it easier to armor around this one? Is it easier to make this one look good? I think it's actually worse, isn't it? Yeah, this one's even weirder. Geez, what would you even do to armor up this? Would you do that? Okay. Alright, I think we're just going to try and make it look like it's locked down. Basically, like... Maybe like this? Do I not have... Oh, I don't have mirroring on. What does the other side look like? Oh, you're just kind of hanging out there, huh? Well... We're going to accidentally delete some stuff here. Yeah. Let me go. 1. Change that, and then 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. That is true. If you do, listen, if you do get that server started, like I am not the kind of person that hangs out on servers a lot, because I don't really have a lot of time other than the times that I am streaming. But if you get a server going, there is a space on my Discord for self-promotion, and I will definitely, if you would like, direct people to it. Free advertising on my stream from time to time. I will say, hey, everybody, go check out James's server. Because it seems like a cool idea. And I will say, link in the Discord. Or whatever, I don't know. So, something like that. And then... Yeah, maybe we'll just do this. Just kind of make it look like it's locked down. Like that. There we go. So you are... Hold on, let me run the tape back a minute here. So you're new to the game, but you're looking to set up a server already? How long have you played? You might be better off, like, you know, waiting a little bit and getting some experience playing the game before you jump into hosting a server, a community server. Because there is a lot that goes into hosting a server. It's not, you know, you gotta deal with people, and people are the worst. So I'm thinking, there it is. We'll do that, and then we'll kind of do the same thing one more time. Let's see, I need something for that to attach to. Nope. There. There, so we'll do that. And then... yeah. That is not exactly what I was hoping for. Well, maybe. Because we could then... we could just do that and then not have the last little bit there. This thing getting too wide. Oh, that's not where that goes. This goes here. That's not bad. If I wanted to park it on the top here, though, it's not going to fit. However, it could if I just move this connector back a little. So that's actually not terrible. Because we got the connector there, and that puts it at, like, well, hold on. Connector is from the very front, 20 blocks to the middle. 20 blocks. Oh, geez, that was a misfire. 20 blocks is 4 large grid blocks. Yeah, so we're looking the front of the ship being boop, 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 like right up in here. So it's going to kind of collide with these ramps if we choose to park it here. But if we move this connector back just a little bit, I don't think there's anything wrong on the inside that would prevent that. We would just have to move this light somewhere, like, there's plenty of room up here. So how are we looking side to side, though? This thing has gotten rather wide. Yeah, it's not going to fit there. You know what we might have to do is end up using one of the underside docks, like over here, where there's no obstruction. Yeah, well, we'll just do that and we'll keep it upside down. Nothing wrong with that. In space, it does not matter. Okay, I mean, if you've been playing like a year, that's not too bad. I'm sure you've got the basics at the very least, so. I mean, setting up a server is relatively cheap in the grand scheme of things. So, you know, well, it wouldn't hurt to try. You just got to be aware that people, you know, there's a lot of servers out there. People may not jump on it right away. You may be promoting it for a while. But, you know, I could always post it on the Reddit and stuff like that. There's options. Alright, I want to basically mark out what the underside of this is going to look like. Because I think what I'm going to do is... oh yeah, that's a good point. I need to put... I'm going to just use a unarmored thing right there. And then, where is that here? Ah, it's close. We are... It's there. Okay. Alright, so I think we're going to come up from there. So that's not bad. So I would just need the underside thickness to go to about here. Maybe. Because what we'll do is, like... What's the weight difference between a armored one? So an armored one is... Where the heck is weight on this thing? And is it kind of negligible? There's a couple more steel plates, basically. Two... a construction component and an interior plate becomes steel plates. So it's going to be ever so slightly heavier if I do the armored ones. Somewhere in here it says weight, right? Doesn't it say the weight of the components? 21 liters. Oh, 75 kilograms. Yeah, there it is. Okay. 35 kilograms. Oh, so these actually... Yeah, so those steel plates make a big difference. Okay. That was just for me to figure out if I wanted to run like unattached ones all over the place or do armored ones, and I think we'll just stick with the unattached ones. That's fine. Because then what we'll do is we'll do these things for when we want to connect, you know. Oop, that lined up really well. So that's how we'll get ammo over to those things like that, and then we'll just armor up over them to complete the wing. And then also, while we're here, we could also do... let's see, does this thing... This doesn't feel like an industrial thruster type of a build. This feels like an original thruster type of a build. Yeah, so we could make this like a little thruster pack right there for braking and stuff. And then, I mean, you know, might as well use it if we got it there. If we got it built, well, actually, maybe we won't do that one there because, just because. Then I have to leave extra space for the flame, and I don't want to do that. So, then along here, here's what I want to do. How much is this thing weigh? 68? Oh, so if I want 86 kilograms, if I want to actually reduce weight, let's see, the curved one and the straight one are 75, and the T is 86. So if I want to reduce weight, I should just do junctions everywhere. So, I think what we're going to do is, well, not everywhere, just wherever I need to attach thrusters. That's what I mean to say. So we need sideways thrusters, and then we need braking thrusters. So I think what I'm going to do is, we're just going to hide these like right in the middle, basically, I think. So the braking thrusters will probably go like... let's see. How much space do we actually need to save? Okay. You never played anything but online? What servers have you played on? Out of curiosity. So, let's see, yeah, we could put these starting like, boop, like that. That, do we think that's enough braking thrust? I mean, we could do multiple rows if we really wanted to. But I don't know that we need that much braking thrust. guess we're gonna find out. Maybe if once we got thrusters on here, I can cut this thing loose. And we could actually fly it around. What am I missing here? We're missing turning this thing off. There we go. I'm gonna throw in a... Come on, get in there. There we go. There we go. So that's all those. Let's see. We don't have any rear thrusters yet. So do we like these for the back, or do we like these? They're a little bit bigger. We'd still have to armor around them a little. Be kind of weird to armor around them, but we'll do it. Or do we like the smaller ones? Yeah, I think I like the smaller ones. The industrial ones are... I feel like there's a very specific use for them, and this is not the aesthetic, so... let's see, do I want to bump these back ones so I have more room to armor? Yeah, I also don't have a lot of real-life friends who play this game. The two people that I play with on Sundays only play, they've never played. The whole point of that series is they've never played before, and I'm forcing them to do it. But other than that, the only other people I play with online are people I've met just from joining servers and stuff, so that's the way to do it. It's hard to force your friends to play this game because it requires a very specific mindset, right? A very creative mindset, but also a very, like, engineering and problem-solving focused mindset, and you have to be willing to spend a lot of time putting a puzzle together, essentially. Like, how many hours have I spent building all of the stuff that's in the world here? What is this, episode 9? So I've probably spent 2, 4, let's see, that's 5, so I don't know, like almost 15 hours by the time this thing's done. So, you know, you gotta have patience. You gotta be willing to spend time not shooting the bad guys so that you have something to shoot the bad guys with later. Let's see, I think I'm just gonna do this. Just as a spacer, put that on the back. Give me a little bit of room to... just a little bit more room to armor around this without having to cover over the whole thing. And I need some upwards thrusters. Where are we going to put those at? We could put them along here. We could put them along here. I could put one on the top of that, maybe, and have it stick through the armor. I gotta figure out where I'm gonna stick batteries, too. I was originally thinking I would leave this one open for an outside, accessible cargo. And just put a door over it. Yeah, I'm trying to remember where I was planning is to shove batteries in this thing. So I'm kind of running out of room. Unless I put them... I guess I could embed them underneath, too. They don't have to... Yeah, like we could put batteries, like, here. Batteries are too thick. And not too thick, but, like, we could put them this way. And they would just be, like, part of the surface. You know, part of the, as long as I don't put them in front of the thrusters, they could just be part, actually, they would, we don't need a lot of batteries because it's hydrogen powered, so we can just do that. And we'll try to keep it like that to reduce the weight. There's nothing, to me, there's nothing better in this game than like the satisfaction of building a thing that you're proud of, right? And everybody's aesthetic is different and everybody's process is different. And you can appreciate the results of the work that other people do, you know, even if you would not have done it that way. Which is really cool, you know? And it does take a lot of time, for sure. I was just thinking, what if I put mag plates on the bottoms of these things? But that's probably a bad idea. I think I'm gonna move, just for kind of symmetry, move this to be more like here. Just there's a little bit of space in between. That should not light on fire. So, alright, let me put... Ah, man. Where are we gonna put upwards thrust? I mean, we could push this thing back and build get some converters in here and build them in between these two. Yeah, it's gonna be a little awkward. Oh, well, you know what? We could put them upwards out of here. Or would it make sense to just put them on top of here? That's gonna be weird either way. Oh, Ire. I was just telling James that he should join your Discord and check out your community events. He's looking for some stuff to do. James is our new friend here on the channel. But how's it going? Glad you can make it. We are trying to figure out where to put the upwards facing thrusters on this thing. I could put them in the wings behind the, because this is going to be the end of the wing here, but I could put them along the end of the wing. I don't. Oh yeah, that's a good idea. The skin hunt is a really cool thing. I remember, though, many years ago I realized that people sell the skins on the Steam marketplace and that they were, at some point, they were just like a couple of cents each, so I just went through and bought all the skins that I wanted. All the, like, the rarest ones. So, spoiler alert. But I really do like the skin hunt. The guys that I play with on Sundays, I need to get them to go hunt more unknown signals so that they can get all the cool skins. We're going to make that a priority. Alright, I am wasting too much time trying to figure out where these thrusters are going to go. I think, because we don't need a lot of them, so let's just, because it's upwards thrust, so, and this is mostly an atmospheric vehicle, in theory. So what if we... Oh man, that's a good point. If we went there, we could go out and connect into there. How would I do this to make it look good? Well, I guess I could cover over... Okay, so here's the thought. If we did this, and this. And then just, for aesthetic purposes, just like attach that into that. And then put our thrusters not so big. Like that. That's not bad. That's going to be kind of, now that I see that though, that's going to be kind of deep under the armor. Or is it? Well, I guess we could just leave a slot open. Yeah, it'll be fine. I mean, we could always put... You know what, I'm gonna plop two of them right there for now, just so that I can disconnect this thing and fly it around and we should be good. Just to see how the flying goes, then we don't need it stuck to the ship anymore. It should have disconnected it. Yes, it did. Good. This is still the shuttle. And it's gotten larger because I stuck turrets on the wings. But this is, I believe, this is the basic shape that it's going to be. We just need to finish stuff. We just need to finish making stuff work. So, if we get into here... Okay. Oh, you know what? I should put gyroscopes on. There we go. That's a thing. You know, how big is a jump... How big is a Prototech jump drive that's small grid? It would be really cool to have this thing jumpable. Maybe I should leave space for... Oh yeah, I could leave space right there. I'm probably not going to end up with two of them on here. Seems unlikely, but we could still leave some space somewhere to slap a Prototech jump drive on there if we ever get one. Actually, maybe we could just leave some space like right behind there. We'll just plan to leave some space. Like, we'll fill it in, but we'll just plan to make that like the... If we need to, we'll dig those blocks back out and jam a jump drive right there. Although maybe I don't want the jump drive to be right next to the turret. Yes, I'm rethinking this. Where would we, now that I have successfully covered the entire bottom and thrusters, where would we shove a jump drive? If we had two jump drives, we would totally be able to fit them. I mean, if we got rid of... It doesn't have any pass-through connectors, right? It's just a block. Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, we could also do is just put it, like, embed it in the ceiling. Although, again, close to the turret. This is the kind of thing where yeah, the cockpit did turn out good. I'm really happy with how this thing is turning out, honestly. It's a really cool shape. We gotta fix the roof a little bit. This is a temporary, because I was checking to see this area, if we close the doors, is airtight. It's just not, there's no airlock or anything like that. There's not going to be a vent either. It'll just happen to be airtight. So, if we go down to a planet and close the doors, we'll take some air up with us, but that's about it. Yeah, but we have to make the roof connect up into that thing, so we'll fix that in a little bit, and also fix that connection too. But yeah, we could leave some space either on the roof or I mean, here's a question. How much... First off, this thing weighs a ton. So maybe this thing whose purpose is to go from space to ground is not necessarily the best candidate for having a jump drive. Since I wasn't even planning on putting reactors on this thing. I was planning on just having the battery since it's all hydrogen powered. Yeah, it would be hard to charge that jump drive, so... Okay, maybe we will not make this a, we will not plan to make this a jump drive capable thing, although it would be pretty easy to get some reactors onto this thing if we wanted to. How big are the large reactors? Hang on. So we got little, big, little. Okay, so they look like that, and they've only got these small connections on them, so I don't really even have a good place to put a big reactor if I wanted to. I could definitely fit some tiny reactors in a couple of places. if I really wanted to for extra power, but I just don't see that we're going to need it, you know? Have multiple people start in space together. Yeah, see, that's the that's kind of the problem with these suit only start. Like if you did any other space start, you could have one person spawn in and then have everybody else spawn out of there, you know, make a faction, have everybody else spawn out of the same survival kit. But the suit only space start is kind of difficult for groups. You almost have to basically go establish yourselves and then find each other. Or, I mean, technically the game does like spawn people kind of clustered together when they're just randomly spawning, but they're still like far enough apart. Although if you're in space and someone sends you a GPS, you could potentially just, you know, blast off to them if you've got the resources to live that long. But yeah, it's not easy. I've completely lost what I was... Oh, I was going to put gyroscopes on and fly it around and see how it feels. Let's see. Where will we put the gyroscopes? We could just kind of put them underneath there. We don't need a lot, I don't think. But maybe we need more than that. Let's see how she feels. Is there a Prototech small grid grav? No. That's alright, I don't think we need gravity. Let's see. 4 gyros at full is okay. Actually, this thing really goes. Yeah, you know, internal thrusters are good. That's why they're there. Keeping my batteries warm. I just don't have a good way to do upwards internal thrusters. So, how are we though? So we're going up. Oh, I need more downwards pointing ones. I was going to do that. I have 2 downward pointing thrusters. We definitely need more, but I have all those ports to put them on, so we'll be okay. Maybe we need to kind of rearrange the... So I don't really want them in like a T shape facing down. So how could we rearrange these a little bit so that they're more... Okay, I have an idea. We're going to get rid of those batteries. We're going to get rid... Oh, I'm going to get my fingers on the right spots. Get rid of... What happened here? Get rid of you guys. Get rid of these. And I think what we will do is... Here, and I think we're going to go out to maybe... There. Like that. Because then we could even, like, I could even leave a little slot here in the armor, and you would see the, you know, the thrusters firing there. But then we could do, well, we'll find out. We're going to have to probably do a planetary test after we're done. But we can always do more thrusters on the bottom. But I'm thinking maybe we do that, and then, like, something like every other one sticking out the bottom. And then kind of the benefit of that is that we've got this whole space in the middle here, and if we ever really wanted to, we could come in, stick a... I'll put one right there if I want. Stick a, like, a reactor on some of these, put our Prototech block in the middle of it. For the time being, we'll just put one more set of batteries in there. I mean, you know, it's the aesthetic. I mean, if you look at all of my other builds, I never do internal thrusters. I won't say never. I rarely do internal thrusters. I think maybe There might be some things in here that you might count as internal, but probably not. I mean, usually all of my thrusters are external, but in this case, because of the wing shape and everything, and the amount of weight, I think it kind of ruins the aesthetic that I'm going for. So they will be this way. So we're gonna have to see if on a full payload this is enough thrust to take us down. I should probably get some parachutes on this thing too, just in case. But hey, Rumblestrip, welcome. Alright, let's scaffold out how this thing is going to have to kind of connect. Oh, you know I did not say that. That's the wrong thing. That is too close. Wait, is it time? Hold on a second. Is it time for... I don't even have these on the bar. Hang on. Round armor slope. How well do these line up with this? Not at all? Thank you, Keen. Appreciate it. Okay. Well... That's fine, I guess. That's fine. Okay, never mind. Let's see, I need to slope into this top part anyway, so what if we start doing a more gradual slope? Do I want to keep these? Yeah, I might as well keep these thrusters up top here. These two vertical ones, might as well. You know, James, you are correct. I have literally in my entire life never seen a UFO in person that had thrusters visible on the outside. You are 100% correct. Oh, that is one block higher than I thought it was. We're gonna have to do even more. All right, let's. You know my policy. Make it blocky, then make it good. So let's figure out what we're doing here. So you're saying I need more gyroscopes? What's your question, Rumblestrip? I am standing by to answer all of your inquiries. Let's start that there. How does this end up if I do this? Where do we end up at? We end up there, and then... You know, I don't know why I found that funny. I think I was caught off guard thinking you had a legitimate question for me. Yeah, this could work. We can make this work. That actually works pretty well. Here, wait, or does it? Does it work pretty well? I guess it depends on what I want to run across the top here, doesn't it? If I wanted to, like, do something like that, then it comes together pretty well. And I don't think I would actually do something exactly like that. I think we would dip in, connect with quarter slope, or whatever you call this thing. Half slope. Oh, it's just called half slope. Do that. Mirror that on the other side. Maybe. Or maybe not. And then I think along this side, I'm just going to cover these two holes so that I don't have to see them. But that's going to be the majority of what I do over here. No. I was going to put the little hatches on them, but I think for these, I'm going to leave them. I'm going to do actual armor over them. Like that. Maybe I could put some lights on it too, or something on the other side. Alright, I have completely forgotten to take drinks of water during this, and I'm starting to get parched. So, if you all wouldn't mind liking the video, if you're actually enjoying the video, and if you have not subscribed, please consider doing so, so that you get notified when I go live. Good. That's how you know it's delicious, because I go at the end. Alright, back to my favorite Sesame Street segment, shapes. Let's see. Yeah, okay. Yeah. You know, we're gonna go where the shapes tell me to go today. We're gonna go where they tell me to go. And we have shapes for this, I believe. Just have to smush them in the right spot. That was not the right spot. There we go. And then... No. Yes. No. Hit the wrong button. Let's see, I wanted this to kind of flow into the door better. We can still make it do that though, couldn't we? Because we could go... put that there, and then that, and then hang on now. No. What is the thing that goes from there to there? That is that one of these? No, it's not. I know it exists. Oh, wait a minute. I found it. There it is. It was this one. It just was, Okay, cool. So that works. Kind of. Actually, no, it works pretty well. Then we'll just kind of do a thing over here to cover that up. Yeah, I like how this is going. You know, and last week I was complaining about the ship, about Starfield in general, but I will say the shipbuilding was actually pretty fun in Starfield. It definitely does not hold a candle to Space Engineers, but I will say I did enjoy, like the same kind of thing of same kind of thing as Space Engineers, where you're trying different combinations of stuff to see what works, and I don't need this to be so high up, do I? That's just a big... What else could we put there? Is there anything we could shove underneath here that would look cool being on top here? I guess I could put, I need an antenna and maybe a remote. Or do we just... Yeah, here's what we should do. Hang on. Get rid of this. Get rid of that. We're going to start the downward slope right here. Maybe do... something like that. Ooh, actually, no. Let's do it like this. And then we'll just do one that sticks out further, because why not, It's called being an artist, maybe. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, boy, I wish I could just keep this orange paint across the whole thing forever, because I love paint. That looks... it's wrong. Yip, yip. Oop, pop. Alright, well, I don't like that, but I have ideas. I have an idea now of what to do with that. What am I going to do with this? And more importantly, what fun things am I going to shove in there that won't be seen anymore, like programmable blocks and such? I think I need to keep that overhang because that's what's sealing off the inside, but we could put... let's throw some programmable blocks in. And let's throw in some event controllers, because you know we're going to need them later. Might as well. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna hide them. Like, I don't think we'll need more than that, but I always feel like I need more event controllers than I have. So I'm gonna put 4 event controllers in and 2 programmable blocks. You never know. Bringing the line up from the front. I'll like bring... oh, yeah. Yeah, like connecting that straight up. I was thinking of sloping... oh, yeah. No, that's actually good. Let's do that. Let's do that. Just continuing this line straight up. Let's see, how far out would we have to go? That's as far as we'd have to go. So like that. And then we could still do something along the sides here to mesh in with that. That would be good too. We could like just like paint some stripes on there. You know, it's funny how often I don't use pistons for things. Now that you bring it up, James, it's... I don't know why, but unless I'm building like an elevator, I'm going to leave that open for effect. Alright, now I gotta figure out how I'm gonna... let's see. Ooh, we could mimic the pushed out block that's right there to break this up. Actually, let's... no, actually, now that I do that, I think that looks dumb based on the block below it, so... okay. Everybody back. Everybody back. I'm gonna leave this one here, but I'm gonna leave that corner cut out. Let's see, as far as this goes, we're going to need those two. I don't think we need that one, because what I'm going to try and do is... nope. Deleting the wrong blocks. Put that there. I want to try and match up as if this was still pushed back one. I don't know if I can do this, but I'm going to try. So this would go... yeah, like... talking like this. Like that. So it would kind of look like it's matching up. But it's still pushed forward. It's still extended. So like that. You know, so that it's not perfectly flat up there. Let's see, what am I doing on this side now? Ugh, can I not work on the green side there? No, apparently I'm looking through the green. Oh, I could look without the sun in my eyes, though, so... there's at least one thing removed. Let's see. So this thing would then go... down to... gonna mess it up. I might as well just mess it up. Yeah, it goes to there. The ironic thing is, in this game, nothing can actually move the world because of the voxels. Now, okay. Here's what I'm thinking. I like how that turned out. Here's what I'm thinking, though. I think I'm going to, instead of having a continuous block here, I think I'm going to do a break in the, so that it kind of goes up, and then there's like a quick break, flat spot, and then continues back. Just so that it's not sticking forward as much like that. Or alternatively, if we did want to keep it, we'll just do this. That's not bad. That's not bad. Oh, hey, I just remembered. At the end of last stream, I said I was going to change this block because it was bothering me, unless I didn't notice it during this stream, in which case then it wouldn't have bothered me enough. And it has bothered me, so we're going to get rid of it. What are we going to make instead, though? It's on the other side, it's just that. Well, that's what it is in the middle. I'm okay with that. Now, I think right here, we're going to... There's a lot of layers of armor on this thing. For something that's supposed to be really light, I'm kind of doing a bad job of that. There we go. That, I think, looks good. We could... Let's see. Can we mirror that on this side-ish? Or is that not going to be worth the... Is that juice not worth the squeeze? If we did this. Then we'd have to change how that looks. Now, that's not actually that bad, I don't think, because this whole area is kind of blocky, jutting out and everything. I kind of think that's okay. This thing needs some lights on it. This thing needs some lights on it. So I could see without the headlights on. But that will be the next thing we tackle. For now, let's figure out what's going underneath. Let's see, that thing is already kind of resting on that. We just need to... Oh, you think this looks like the Serenity? The Firefly class? You know, it kind of does. We're going to have to change the color of it at some point. That's something I haven't really gotten to yet, is getting to the color. So don't get too attached to the color that it currently is. What do I want? I kind of want... What if we don't do that, and we instead do this, so that I can get a kind of a flat bit right there, and just roll up into this a little, or roll up into this. Hey, Ira, if you're still watching the stream, I started working on the Disco Dance Floor script. I haven't gotten very far. I'm still working on logic for detecting an array of text panels in a appropriate grid But once I got that done, I think the actually programming the dance floor patterns is going to be pretty simple, or at least straightforward. So I kind of want that shape to still be there. There's always work to do. All right. Except that I don't. You know, actually, no. We could work with that. We can match the one above it. We'll just cut it to there. That is this thing. No. No. Nope, nope, nope. Too much. Too much, but that's not... Oh, wait. Yeah, now we're talking. All right. Yeah, better. 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 Okay. Alright, I like where we're at. I like where we're at here. Now we gotta figure out how we're going to just cover up this back part, leaving these things exposed here. Let's see if we need... I don't think we need more upward thrust. I think we're good. I think we're good on upwards thrust. Should these parts around this kind of... Where's our connector ports? There isn't one in the front on this thing, right? Yeah. Should these sort of kind of dip in around it or not? As in, like, should I do like this? Little divot on each corner. Now, why would I do that? I don't know. Probably because it makes it just look less square. Or we could go full on that right there, and then you kind of see the little hinge on the side. Or we could do let's see, I think we could do this with... What's the other one we could do this with? This guy. Functionally, that kind of ends up just looking like the other thing as well, doesn't it? Have a good one, Rumblestrip. Thanks for coming by. I definitely don't like that one as much. Maybe I just don't care as much. But maybe it should just be... Or we could do... this. And then... Not that, but... No, I'm in the wrong group. Something like that. And then we would still fill in along the side here. But just to kind of break it up a little bit, and you kind of see a little bit of the detail. Is that too much of the detail? Would it be better if we... What would... yeah, see, if I did these things, because I kind of was thinking, oh yeah, that would look good like that, but Then the only thing you can really fit right here is that, and then we just have a square again. Let's see. So we could maybe do, if we did this again, we could do what does the side of that thing look like? Yeah, it looks like that. Oh, where's the side that I want? Yeah, like this. Then I think I need the mirror of that, probably. Yeah, I think that's what I want. Then we would hit up. Sounds good. Alright. Yeah. Yeah, I think this is gonna work. So I think that is in fact the shape that I need right there, huh? No? Well, yeah, but or this one is probably. Well, is it? Is that better? Actually, maybe. Yeah. Yeah, I think that is better. Well, the other option I was going with, I was thinking was this one. No, I think that's better. That's better. Is that properly lined up? It is. Okay. Yeah, so there's that. So then we definitely want a full block by there, which I think here I might do the... Oh, that would look okay, wouldn't it? Or do I want this one? I think I'd rather have that one. Alright, so then we're there. Now back here, we want to start with a half block. I guess. Or do we want to just start sloping right away? I guess maybe we'll start sloping out of this like right away. More empty space inside of that. What if we did... Was that a new unidentified signal? That wasn't an unknown signal. I don't think those are turned on for this world. Alright, so what if we did that on the back there? And then... Gosh, what am I going to do underneath this thing? Because we got to kind of stop right here. Okay, you know what? I'm just going to fill that in. We got to basically stop like right there. What am I doing with this? I guess maybe that's where we should start here, so that I can figure out where are we connecting here? Okay. So if we this is going to be weird looking, huh? Because if I just do the same shape as there, then we're just like stuck. But either way, we've got like a... Yeah, well, I guess we are armoring over some round things, so I guess there's going to be some overhang. No matter what, but it's going to just have to kind of figure itself out here. So if we just did this... Yeah, maybe that's just the best thing to do, is ignore the fact that we are trying to leave space for those thrusters. Continue on with that. Then how do we just flow this into that? I guess now is the question. So we are going to maybe keep that low. We can get things underneath it if we need to get, well, we kind of could before. Yeah, we can get blocks underneath this if we need to get like a visible support, which I think we probably do. At least one there. And I do like how this thing looks. I kind of put that there randomly, but I like how that looks like that. Then what if we that isn't the shape I was going for. We don't have all we've got is from that half slope. This might be the only one that goes from that half slope, isn't it? Yeah, I think it is. I mean, we obviously got the little one. Okay. So then, if that's the case, so be it. Or no, look at that. There we go. It does exist. I knew it existed. I knew it the whole time. Okay, so I don't need this one here. Because now we can go back to these guys. And these guys. Maybe. That's not lined up exactly where I'm. Back it up one. Alright, and then there's nothing I could do right there, fortunately. Except, actually, not true. Not true in the slightest. We can do the same... We could do the same thing right here. Or... Yeah, if we did this, or yeah, that's still gonna put that one higher than I want it to. So I think I'm gonna have to go with, actually, does that look okay? Because of the way the turret base is. Maybe that does look okay. Maybe we'll just put some lights on the back of that or something. And we'll just throw a... Oh, actually, that kind of looks cool. Doing it like that. Yeah, there we go. Then I don't think Do I need to care that this is... Oh, no, I don't really care about anything under there, do I? I just care if we did maybe one... Is it just one back? It's just one back. So we'll go there. And then there, like that. Let me try and fly into a position where we can see what we're doing here. Yeah, then it's kind of filled in. It's kind of filled in. It's not bad. It's always difficult to transition to armor that's around these blocks, these round blocks, you know? But what we can do now is continue on and slope this into the thruster armor. So we'll see how that's going to go in a moment. Now down here is going to be interesting because I do want to have some supports that slope up from here into somewhere near the thruster. And then this is going to stay open. This is just going to get a hatch on it. In fact, do I have a hatch? Is it called a hatch? It's not called a hatch. What is it called? A access? It's this thing. Access panel. Boom. Right there. So that'll be for when we're on the ground and we want to get into the... Oh. It's upside down. Well... Am I going to put armor over that spot? I wasn't actually planning on armoring over that. Well, you know what that means. It means the one above it is also upside down, but we're not gonna... Yeah, okay, yeah, we are. Okay. This thing doesn't have an up and down, right? No. Okay. Okay. Oof, oof. Hey, look, there's no up and down in space except when I'm looking at stuff. And, look, just because we're going to fill the interior of the ship with just like a massive pressure wave of thruster force, you know, ignore that. Just ignore that. I don't even know if that's how it would work. Presumably we'd have to put some vents somewhere for these internal thrusters, but... Theoretically, internal thrusters would work in any real ship. You just need to make sure that if they're ejecting matter, that matter has somewhere to go. And I assume that these eject something. It's not just heat. Well, I mean, you got to get the heat out of here too. But you know, we're burning fuel, so I'm assuming there's some sort of matter being ejected. I don't know how stuff works. What does hydrogen burn into? I don't even know. What can hydrogen burn into? Less hydrogen? Someone go ask ChatGPT or whatever. Anyway, what am I doing? I would need to figure out what do the cowlings look like on these thrusters. Are we just going to stop? Yeah, actually, I think all I really care about is that we cover up the ugly yellow spots. So maybe we could do that. Could just leave it blank on the front there. Do that. Yeah, but what happens in space? How do these things burn in space? Is this space engineer's logic or is this real? I think... Yeah, what? Okay, is this going to look weird if we do this? What if I don't put the little frame there? I thought I was going to need the frame to push this out a little bit, but maybe I don't. Because without the frame, it would look like... well, then that would stick out one. Yeah, see, the kind of the problem is that if I were to mirror this along, well, no, actually that's not bad. This is fine. Okay, we're gonna do that. See, that's what I thought. Like, you can't. The hydrogen is literally why do I want to say positron? An electron and the positive one. Like it can't burn without something else, right? So you're correct, right? So you're validating what I was thinking in my head. Why can't I think of what a positive piece of a? Why did I just delete this? The thing that's not an electron or a neutron. I'm gonna think about it like 1 second before you type it in there. Proton. There it was. Yeah, that was multiple seconds. I'm doing this right? Yeah, I think so. We require additional pylons. Or whatever he says. Alright, yeah, I'm not going to do anything like groundbreaking with these thrusters. I just want something on them to kind of make them look like they're attached and also cover up these yellow bits. Okay. Thrusters nearly done. So there will definitely be at least one more stream of building this ship, because I'm going to need a little time to paint and to, there's probably going to be a couple of things that we're going to need to finish up. I need to also load it up with a bunch of stuff and test it in atmosphere to see how it works. Oh, wait a minute. Why did I do that? I never went back and relined all this up. Let's see. But yeah, so we'll definitely need at least one more stream for this, and then I might spend. Oh, that is one of these guys. I might spend part of the next stream, depending on how quickly we get this done. I might spend part of the next stream working on the disco script. We'll see how far I get on it before the next stream starts. Wait, oh, this shape does not exist. This shape maybe doesn't exist. It probably exists, and I'm going to find it in like a second here. No. Yeah, no, this, I think the best I've got... Yeah, that's a really weird shape. What about... Oh, yeah, there we go. Easy. Easy peasy. Yeah. Honestly, these shapes, whatever they're called, the ones I've got on for here, the sloped corner, all these things, I think, honestly, those are like my favorite blocks that they've added since the last time they added blocks. But I think those are awesome. Hands down my favorite. what would it look like if we were to... if we did this the opposite way and said, instead of pushing it forward, we're going to pull it back one. What would it look like? Is it going to leave a hole? I bet it's going to leave a hole. Which means we'll have to just block that up. Not great for wind resistance, but not terrible. That is, yeah, that's right up against that. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to leave that there for now. Just to give it personality, I guess. Alright, so then we just need to figure out the wings. The bottom's going to be pretty easy. It's going to be flat-ish. We just need to figure out the sloping and at what parts it's going to be thick and at what parts it's going to be thin. It's going to be interesting looking at the bottom, but that's okay. So, what are we going to do with the back of this wing? So I guess I think I'm going to curve it out and bring it back in to kind of around here. So this part, I think there's maybe two things I want to do here. How hard or how hard would it be to connect up this to the, I guess, pretty easily. There. Easy as pie. Easy as easy pie. Easier than hard pie. Alright, so if we just did that, that looks fantastic right there. Then we'll figure out how to slope, what to do with that once we get the back of the wing done here. But that looks good there. That covers that up nice. I kind of want to do a similar thing right here. Let's see, what do I want on the back of covering this up? Would I want one of these fellas? Just doing that to cover it up? Oh, jeez. Whenever I'm thinking too hard, I move my fingers over slightly. That's why I can't play FPS games. Alright, so if we did that, that would connect to like there. I don't really want to cover up that lovely control panel that I just put in. But if we did this, and then this, and this, then I think we've got it. I think we've got it. That looks pretty well integrated to me. I just need to figure out what I'm going to do with the rest of the back here, because the wing is going to swing around and be there, so this is going to go up to there. It could have a... Let's see, what if we had a half block that went... Yeah. We're going to have something covering that. Don't think I needed that extra row there, but that's okay. So this is the actual back of the ship here, so functionally, it's going to be something like that. We could try to mimic this shape like that right there. Do maybe something like that. Don't like it. Like it. I almost feel like it should cover over this, even though I worked so hard to get that lined up. But well, actually, yeah. If we were to cover over just this bottom part, then it kind of hides the It kind of hides all the bits. So if we did that, and then what? We'd have to... What am I doing down here if I do that? Let's see. This doesn't have to be like that. That was an example. But if we did... let's see. We've got some things that... something like that, and then we just take... Okay, and I'm flying by the seat of my pants here. Then I do want to bring it back down, so I almost need the exact same thing, but on the opposite side. No, not that exact same thing. The... which one are you? This one. No, but along those lines, what if that? What if that, or what if I don't know what I'm doing here. That's the wrong thing. Yeah, we could just do that. Oh, that would work. Just a little kind of a shape right there. Covers the bottom. And then we could continue it on to fill this in at the very end here. Like that. And that'd be okay. Do something like that. Yeah, I like that. Then we'll just kind of fill in behind it here. For now. It'll look like that. So that's going to be the rear of the ship there. I would say we could take this last bit and flare it out a little bit, but I think that would end up... Oh, okay, that was the wrong thing, but I think this would end up looking worse if we did the... that would... Oh wait, do we have a thing that does this? No, not exactly. Yeah, this... Yeah, we would have to... We would have to have that one... Yeah, no. Not gonna do it. That's gonna be too complicated. This is fine. Okay, so that's that. Now, at this point in the wing, we should be fairly thin. So we do want some sort of a small little something to swing out and back in. That doesn't have to be super complicated. I'm going to take out this here to give me some breathing room. I'm going to take another drink of water, which... Oh, God, I'm going to punch the microphone again with my water bottle. Sorry about that. Like and subscribe. You guys know the drill. All right. Okay. So, by... I wonder if I should just cover up the bottom now. Just to try to figure out how we're gonna... How are we gonna cover up the parts that we need to cover up? Have a good one, Ajir. I'll talk to you later. Oh my god, I said your name the old way. Sorry. Have a good one, Ire. I'll break my habit now that I know how to actually pronounce it. I'll break it eventually. Pronounce Ire, you guys. I learned that recently. Oh, yeah, good point. I could just do this. Fill in that whole thing at once. Over. Or I could mess that up. Alright, so we're going to need to slope this into this, which is not that big of a deal. And we definitely need to be, at the very least, something like this. You almost got me again. There we go. At least like that. So that's where our bottom is going to be. And then we can go through this a little bit and maybe make some divots, some grooves in here if we need to, just to kind of make things look nicer. But so that's going to change. Let's see. I think we're probably going to have to. We're going to have to get real clever on this side. But we need to be, at the very least, I'm just going to mark this. We need to be that far away from those. That's already set. Yeah. So then this will just slope. There we go. Slope directly in. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Let me look at this shape here, because I think this might end up being just like a pretty simple, I guess I say pretty simple, but now I'm second guessing what that actually means in practice. But if we did like a let's see, even it could be that. It could be something like that. I think it's going to be a double-sized, like double block thick thing. Oh, pardon me. There we go. Which we could do if we did these like... kind of like this. And then whip this back around. Like like that. Like it's not a huge outcropping, I guess you might say, but just something to put on the back of the wings here. Just like that. Like, is that even too much, given how close this is to the front? Maybe. Maybe I should do... Yeah, you know what? I should just mimic kind of what's on the front, but... Oops. That means those are hanging off on the other side here too, aren't they? Yeah, I should mimic what's going on the other side here, just so that it... Okay, so... We've got... that is correct, I believe. Like that, and then... Starting one back, we grab this guy. Is it just one? Yeah, that's right. One back, because it sits, yeah, like that. So, given that, we could go like this, and then probably just follow that same thing on the other side and just go like that. Yeah, so then we got that. I could maybe go one more layer deep on it. Let's see. How would that look if we did that? Yeah, the asymmetry doesn't work. So we can't actually do it. This is the best we could do, given that we need 3 blocks and we've already got it. We've already got it. Unless we did it like right up on it and didn't stagger it like this, then we could do it. Something like that. It's not bad. It's not terrible. Maybe one thing we could do, if we really wanted to, well, how close are we getting to the side there? Yeah, I was going to say we could bring it closer to the edge, but let's see, if we wanted to shift this over one, okay, let me test a thing here. So if we wanted to do that, go like this and like that, and then maybe directly immediately go back the other way. No, we don't have to do that. We could do one. Excuse me. Alright, so if we did that, and then took that out. I know this is not exactly symmetrical, but then we'd just be looking at... there we go. Something like that, and then we would be duplicating that same thing behind it. I think that does look weird with this thing not being centered in the wing, right? Could it be centered in the wing? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I didn't make it proper like that. I mean, it could be centered. Like, we can move the piping if we need to pretty easily. So if we pushed it back one and then made this thing one deeper, or if we pushed it forward one I think I might like that better than... Oh, yeah. Oh, you know, I guess I could have started the swoop back one sooner. Yeah, actually, I think that might actually look okay if we did that. Let's try that. I hope you all know what I mean by the swoop back. But if I actually had counted correctly and started this here, 1, 2, 1, 2, if I'd actually started it there, and then we started the go around here, like it would work, right? Like it would end up like that. And we got that there. So that would end up at least centered on the wing there, and we would still have this, like that shape right there is still the shape that is right next to it. So it is actually fairly symmetrical sitting on the wing there. It's just not going to be symmetrical in the way that it ends up running into the back of the ship here, which is okay. I don't know if that's going to end up correct or not, but we'll find out in a second. Yeah, that will not be where that ends up, because we'll want that, and then that. Now, do we want that to connect into this strut, or would it be better to actually not do this and just make this our... Oh, how did I do that? Oh, yeah, okay, that's fine. To make this thing our end, you know, and do this. Like that. Yeah, I think that actually will be okay. That will be okay. And then the only other thing we could have done, if we really wanted to do an extra piece, is just this. Which I think looks silly. I think looks silly, especially since I'm going to mirror it underneath, probably. So, if we were to mirror this here, you know, this might be easier if I just go through and do all of the corresponding shapes underneath real quick. Like this. I'm going to end... Whoa, I put my fingers on the wrong keys again because I'm not paying attention. I'm going to end that here, straight across. And this is going to be one block thick because I have to put the winglets on it. I don't think that's what they're called, but... Okay. And one right here. And some pieces. Yep. We'll get it. We'll get it all in there. Oh wait, did I do some of this wrong? Oh yeah, I did. Right, because this is supposed to be offset by one, so that goes like that. Yeah, this might have been... I did this the wrong direction. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. All of this is wrong. All of this is also wrong. That goes like that. That still goes like that. That's okay. Then we've got these guys like this. Alright, I did kind of like, because I want to do the little things on the end there, I did kind of like this being a little bit different on the underside. So I think I'm going to kind of cheat a little bit and just do that and go straight across with that. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. How does that do that? If I... Oh. Wait a minute. If I did... If I did that there, and I did that same thing there... yeah, okay. I understand. Alright, so that I have to do this if I want that to there, and then we're going to have to connect this behind it. So this will look slightly different on this side than it does on the top for the bottom. But that's okay. That's what we want. That's what we want. Alright. Yes, there we go. Yep, that's it. That's what. Now we're talking. All right, then this thing is going to go there. That's going to go there. Then hopefully we've got enough space here to. Yeah, I think we're gonna take that out just to give myself a little bit more space here. The rest of that. Oh no, not the rest of that. This. Oh no, yeah. No, that's right. The rest of that is just going to be flat. There. And then up to wherever this needs us to go. So if we were to, I don't know, do that. Well, if that isn't perfect, I don't know what is. Come on, this way. There we go. And that's the underside of our wing there. And then for stabilizing, how did I want to do this? We have an extra... We haven't... so I was originally going to do this. Now I'm realizing I have an extra block to go here, so... Oh, stop. So I don't really have a good... Unless we did that. Which, not terrible, honestly. Or we could... Yeah, I mean, we could go back in with it too, couldn't we? Like this. We could do that. Then it's not entirely like a Raptor, but it is It's something. You know, we could kind of make it, we put a couple of these doodads on the front, then it won't be quite so flat. Does that look bad? Should it look... Should it... Let's see. We've got... this. And we could just make this flat right there and not need the inside. Like that, maybe? Little landing pods? I mean, we could maybe replace part of that with the beams, steel beams, or we could actually maybe put some beams on the inside for additional support, like just maybe something like that. That's not bad, I think. Not bad, I think. We can't... That's a half block now. Unless we pushed that out to a whole block, I think this is okay. I think that's okay for landing stabilization. Not that it really is going to need it, because the bottom is extremely large and flat, but, yeah, it's something. Alright, what's his back going to look like? I'm just about done with the stream here. What do I want to focus the last few minutes on here? Sloping this? Nah, we'll do that next time. Let's finish making this look like something. So we don't need... oh, am I actually holding a good block for this right now? Yeah, we can do that. And then we'd have to slope into this back part. So I think what's going to end up happening is yoink, like that. And then we just slope this out toward that. So what's that going to look like on him? We can go... None of these are the thing that I want, but we can do could do a I think this is just not the block that I want right here. I think we're going to go back to the old faithful. We can do this one, actually, if we wanted. We really wanted to cover the hole there. I don't think I'm going to like that, though. There also isn't a hole there. So, old faithful it is. We'll do that, and then we will do the exact same slope that we've been doing. Like this. Like that. Now, do we need... Yep. Do we need something to make this part right here fill in better? So what would that look like? Something like... Now we're talking this thing. Mm-hmm. This would go... Actually, maybe just that. Maybe we just do that. Or... Come on, I know I just scrolled past it. There it is. That thing right there. And then we get some... kind of got kind of close to this. We can go... Yeah, we can go like that. Get behind it. Then grab these guys. And going from that to that sounds like this guy. There we go. And let's make that symmetrical. And do the same thing here. Like that. Yeah! I think that's looking really good. I think that's looking really good. I still need a name for this ship. Anybody, any of you who are still watching, I know there's a couple of you out there. I still need a name for this ship. So if you have an idea, let me know or throw it in the Discord or something. I don't want to call it the Raptor because I don't want it to be, even though it does look like a Battlestar Galactica Raptor to a degree, I don't want it to be that. So, looks good though, I think. Looks real good. I don't know that I really need to do anything else to the interior other than get some lights going in here. And all around the outside. So next time, this is going to be the end of the stream here. Next time, actually now I'm wondering if we should have made this. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, we have a problem. Hold on, stream's not over yet. This thing. We have a block for this. This is okay. This is okay. We have a block for this. We've trained for this. Okay. It's fine. Okay. Never mind. I was going to say, I wonder if we should make these half blocks around here, but then I realized it would just be very flat. So we're going to leave them as is. Okay. So there is, if you're looking at it from the top, that's the shape that it's going to be, basically. Even from the back, that's the shape that it's going to be. From the bottom, we still have a little bit more to fill in down here. And then we're going to, so next time, we're going to finish the bottom up, which shouldn't take too long. We're going to have to give it a name. I have to go into the terminal and rename all the stuff and set up the controls. We need to give it paint, and we need to take it to the Earth-like planet and do some atmospheric tests to see if, under a full load of whatever, it can maintain, it needs to be able to go all the way up to space. And will we run out of fuel doing that? I might put us into survival mode, just so that we could see if we're going to run out of fuel going up. But we'll see. So that's going to be the next stream, next Thursday. With all of that in mind, we may or may not get to the disco script next Thursday, but we'll see. Yeah, that's next Thursday. Tomorrow, I got to check with Pat, because he has a thing that he's dealing with. So I don't know if he'll be up for streaming or not. We had to cancel last week because of issues, but we'll see. If he's not up for it, then I might plan something else, or I might just take a day off. We'll see. It's a long weekend already. I'll post in the Discord if we're going to do it. But if we are streaming, I should say what we're streaming. If we are going to stream, it's going to be Elder Scrolls Online, which I know there's like the Venn diagram of space engineers and ESO fans on my channel, like, doesn't overlap. So, I'm sure you all probably won't care so much that that's going to happen. But it's a fun game, and we're enjoying it. So. Anyway, that'll probably be tomorrow. Sunday designated survivors with the guys on the server, where we will be... What are we even doing? Oh, we're probably going to make a gigantic door on our asteroid base, and that's going to be fun. So we will see. Hopefully we haven't died. I got to maybe log into the server and check and make sure we didn't run out of oxygen. But whatever, we'll find out. So that's the schedule coming up. Next week should be the same. Yeah, that's it. So thanks a lot, everybody. Like and subscribe and all that stuff. And if I don't see you tomorrow, have a great weekend. Take care.